I know those videos are important, but I think we also have to find a way to record ourselves dancing to the songs as during the pre-show.
Every time. But you know what, guys? Before you start, Zach, because I'm going to have to go and get my extra large 2 coffees that I had to order on Skip the Dishes this morning because I ran out of coffee.
2 coffees.
I remembered to turn the mics off, you guys. And for this Sunday, this brunch gimmick's already a win. So I'm going to get my coffee and pat myself on the back a little bit.
Well done. Well done. You've earned multiple coffees. I won't even give you a hard time about it today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the #morning #wrestling #talk show. This is the Brunch Gimmick here on Love Wrestling. Yeah, we're in a good mood this morning. Blair, how are you, friend?
I'm good. You know, we're having fun. We're having laughs. Today's going to be a great show. I mean, it's a long weekend, so I mean, I'm ready. Let's have a good time.
Absolutely. Lawrence, are you having as much winning as Spencer is having this morning?
I am. I got myself some Tim Hortons this morning. Last night I hung out with friends, got to see my friend play during Porch Fest. It was a good time all around.
Absolutely.
What
was that?
It's literally what it sounds like. It's everyone gets like people sign up and they play like concerts on their front lawns. And like
that is excellent.
Yeah, oh, it's great. You just walk around with like beers in your bag, seeing people like play, like go to different like concerts like every hour. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Good morning,
I miss
JPJ.
about living in the
Good morning, Noob.
downtown scene. JPJ and Noob, great to see you, friends. Thanks for tuning in. I know JPJ, I don't know if he's still streaming. I don't know if he's got like 2 windows open and multitasking, but I know he was playing some games on his Twitch channel, which everyone should be following, twitch.tv/JPJLovesGaming. Good people, that JPJ.
Why is my courier? Okay, so get this. Now I'm not winning. Now things are getting a little bit more. Now things are getting a little bit. How the turntables, you guys.
Yeah.
What's happening to your courier?
My coffee's going to be here in a couple of minutes, which I was really. See, here's the thing: is I had saved what I had left of my coffee, and I've rationed that through the day. Like, if people ever ask, how would you do in a zombie apocalypse? My ability to ration when needed has me fully confident that I would be completely fine. Yeah, so it looks like my coffee's going to be here in a couple of minutes. Good morning, Alex Rain. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in again. I've seen you here the last few times you've been on streaming.
Yeah, Alex talking about us yesterday too.
Yeah, we're just talking about my wild success at surviving during a zombie apocalypse. So there's that.
Not to call it too much into question, but you're literally surviving on a luxury service to bring you 2 coffees. Once that one's done,
Lawrence,
you'll Uber Eats.
I'm gonna have to break some news to you here, bud. We're not in a zombie apocalypse right now.
I'm not sure.
This is how we find out.
We'll put yet to the end of that. Don't worry. But like, as of right now, I think we're doing just wonderful as far as it goes. And I'll shut up on my end after this, but shout out because I just got a text about it. My mom just ran a marathon in California today, qualified for the Boston Marathon. Hell yeah,
oh shit!
Shout out. Well done. Very well done. Congratulations.
She's an absolute killer. Yeah, don't bring legal terms into this, Lawrence. We're not worried about that. And good morning, Ophelia. Good to see you as well today too. Now I'll shut up.
Well, you know what, Blair? You just mentioned that Alex joined you on yesterday's stream, and again, that was the big launch of For Exposure, and might I say, a great program. I'm seeing a lot of promise in the indie pro wrestling spotlight on Saturday mornings.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. First episode, so obviously you're ironing out the wrinkles and this and that, getting caught off guard with our intro. But
yeah, I'll give you something a little bit longer next week.
But it was great, and I mean, I know like even just after doing that, like it kind of, I mean, I try to pay attention to the indies as much as I could, but even after doing that, I was like even like more focused in being like, oh yeah, this is coming up, this. So it was, I mean, for myself, it was fun to chat, and then also, I mean, it was good just to watch some wrestling last night. So.
Very cool, very cool. Spencer, what was that face you just made as you just like
I was
punched your way into the room?
I was trying to cover my blank brand coffee because they don't sponsor us. I'm not gonna...
Very clever.
There you go. If you want to sponsor us, Blank Donald, go ahead and reach out. Lawrence has a contract ready that we can just fire your way for a nominal fee.
Oh man, yeah. So, guys, once again, we've failed spectacularly on putting an itinerary of professional wrestling banter together.
I have put an itinerary of professional wrestling banter together.
Cashing in his itinerary in the bank.
What's this? He's coming down in the chair. We're gonna start today's show talking about Karen freaking Jarrett.
Must we? Oh. Must we?
You've got the bottom half of this screen real excited to be here.
Oh man,
No,
we don't finally warming up to.
We don't need to start with Karen Jarrett, but Karen Jarrett was certainly on this itinerary here.
At some point, we need to talk.
For the first time, I believe, since 1997, Eric Bischoff also heads up my list, so we're good. We're not just talking a list of greatest theme songs. We're actually talking about, is CM Punk worse than Hulk Hogan, which is a debate that I'm just very excited to have with all of you here.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna be a real fun one. Yeah, this is why Zach usually does the itineraries here, you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get heated about this, about Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm firmly leaning towards one side, and
I was gonna say we need to listen.
There's one thing.
I was gonna say there's one thing that, like, for the purposes of this discussion, we have to leave out of there because it's an ultimate. I'm struggling to say it's the ultimate win. The ultimate trump card, I think, is like the entirely correct phrase for that one. But what can you do? So and like we can also talk about the new heavyweight championship or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. What's the finals? It's AJ and Seth.
Yeah. AJ Styles versus Seth freaking Rollins, which is going to be an absolute banger. These guys haven't wrestled all that often in WWE. They've had their matches. Like, this isn't the first time ever by any means, but like it's rare, and it's been a long time since they have faced off, obviously with AJ's injury and the hard brand split that we've been going through for the past few years, of course. Man, I'm real excited for this one. It's going to be... I mean, I guess we can just start with predictions on this end of things, because I think I've like worked myself into a shoot, brother, and that AJ Styles is going to be the new heavyweight champion coming out of the pay-per-view on Saturday.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, like I felt. I mean, it's no secret this belt is like a second place medal, while Roman is like carrying the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship belts. But you know, if you put it in Seth Rollins' hands or Cody Rhodes' hands, it just looks all the more like, hey, here's your consolation prize. And again, this doesn't undo that, but putting it on AJ Styles' shoulder, that's gonna, like, you know, alleviate some of that what's the word I'm looking for? How we look at the title.
A certain je ne sais quoi.
A certain je ne sais quoi. How we look at the World Heavyweight Championship.
It'll be your perception about it, because I mean, when you think like, okay, if you have AJ win, then at least he can build that title up a little bit more than, say, if Seth wins and then right away you're going to be thinking, okay, when are we getting Seth Roman? So you have AJ win, let him have a few feuds building to that. Then eventually, you know, Seth or whoever can take it off him. Like, you can have AJ Drew coming out, and that'd be a matchup we haven't had in Lord knows how long. So, I mean,
yeah, like
if Drew comes back,
yeah.
If we ever, like, honestly, if we ever see Drew McIntyre in WWE anymore,
yeah, like Philia said there, like I was gonna mention that's like Seth was seen on the set of the new Captain America movie.
Yeah, Seth's NWO.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the NWO movie, Captain America: New World Order, and I don't like this. The like first step, I think, for him. Part of me thinks like there are also the rumors that like WWE didn't want to put the title on him because they think they might lose him to Hollywood. But like I still think he's gonna win. I think they're just trying to, like, because everyone initially thought, oh, he's definitely gonna win this title. I think they're trying to muddy the waters a bit.
I'm also just going to point this one out here too, and maybe it's just me, but like I've never understood Like it is the most bass-ackwards logic for me that you wouldn't want your WWE
Yeah.
champion to be in fucking Hollywood.
And a Marvel movie.
I
Captain
really
America
don't have
Marvel.
another way to put it.
Yeah.
And like maybe historically it hasn't paid off as well with like rightfully so media obligations and stuff like that in between working matches and filming and all of that sort of stuff. Like we saw The Rock. It's not as though he was your weekly workhorse when he was the champ after beating Cena. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of value in having a WWE champion that is that active out there and not just inside the bubble of WWE for a lot of the things, right? It's not as though, Roman hasn't been out there, but it's few and far between. And it's not as though they really capitalized off of, what is it, Calvin and Hobbes, whatever it is, that movie that he did with The Rock. Like, it's not as though
Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, historically,
Hobbs
they've
and
been
Shaw.
very bad. Thank you. Like, historically, they've been pretty bad at promoting stuff like that. And Mercedes, when she was in The Mandalorian. And, there's the tried and true story of how they tried to basically tell Batista, don't come back. You'll call us. We won't call you.
Right.
It just seems so backwards to me. You wouldn't want your champ in front of the most eyes possible, in front of like, oh God, cheesies. It sounds like the glitz and glamour of Hollywood.
Especially considering considering how much they like to have, the big Hollywood stars come crossing over, your Logan Pauls, whoever else was just there. I'm drawing a blank.
KSI, I believe, was his name.
Yeah, there's KSI, and
look at how friggin' hip I am, you guys.
You're having those guys over, in the WWE universe. Why wouldn't you want your world champion being in a Marvel movie in Hollywood? Because that's the crossover they ultimately want. They want, WWE to be larger than life.
Yeah, like especially that like so much of it with like their title belt is all about the branding and that WWE logo everywhere. Like you saw Mercedes immediately after winning the title, bringing it to a red carpet, the New Japan title, and and having like all the stars of the Mandalorian and stuff like fight over the title with her, and that's like free photo op for that company. Like that is massive marketing where you've got stars like holding onto a title belt with that thing. Like they're missing out on that like free marketing, like having Seth like a few months like next year on the red carpet for like Captain America holding that title with the WWE logo with all the like Marvel stars. That could be like immediate free advertising.
Here's another thing that I think that, and sorry Zach, but like another that just came to me that's gonna sound real dumb. Like, didn't they say this shit was gonna be Raw exclusive anyways?
Yeah.
Like, are we just like overthinking this? Can we just take Occam's razor to all of this and just be like, oh, Seth's winning because he's not on SmackDown?
Yeah.
There was such an easy out for this. Like, aside from Sheamus, you could have said everyone on the SmackDown side was very recently a Raw superstar. So we've built a SmackDown side of the tournament to compensate these former Raw stars so you can compete for this belt. That would have been a great out. It would have been like sound logic. I would have been completely on board. It's easy to buy into. But again, they've just thrown like, hey, there's SmackDown guys competed for the Raw championship. It makes sense. Don't look too closely.
This is fine. Everything's fine. And like, it even would make a little more sense if Papa H hadn't come out and said, so this is going to be on the brand that Roman Reigns isn't on. Like,
hello, Hollywood. Yes. Hello, Lorne Michaels. Spencer Love.
Troy here. I'll be joining you now.
I can't believe you're joining the cast of SNL with that one impression.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well done. Well done.
This is Will Ferrell touching a bowl of guacamole that's too hot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I'm a few references behind, I think.
That's okay.
It's going to be rappers delayed all over again.
If you're not streets ahead, you're streets behind.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're overthinking it. Like I said, I think I've worked myself into a bit of a shoot here, brother. But like, I think there's a lot of merit in AJ Styles winning it if it wasn't for like the blatantly silly, it's going to be on the brand that Roman's not on and all of that sort of stuff that they already had tied to it. Mm-hmm. Even if they hadn't announced that, I'd be pretty certain, to be honest with you, if it wasn't like this whole already sort of given away. And like AJ's in his feud here with Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, and also he did that thing with Grayson Waller that was bad. I don't know. I didn't like that whole Waller effect segment. I really love me some Grayson Waller, and you will never ever hear me say anything disparaging about AJ Styles. But that was odd.
Yeah, but like,
and I don't have a better way to put it. That personally was not to my taste, to say the least.
And if AJ wins and goes to Raw, does the rest of the club, like Mia Yim and everyone else, like, go with him? Michin, yeah, no. Go with him as well. Like, it's just like the like, especially with him, because he has a whole group with him, and since they like now count all groups together, like
it's a hard brand split.
Yeah,
Zach, I have it on my computer.
Okay, excellent.
We're good to go there. That was a little insider for the match that we're going to watch here in about 15 minutes. It's about 20 minutes of a match. We'll go 15 minutes from now. Also, just wanted to let you guys know, Grayson Waller effect was on my itinerary today. So,
well, I do not have enough knowledge to make an informed opinion about the Grayson Waller effect, so I will have to.
He just basically came out and interviewed AJ Styles, and then he said something along the lines of, "You're not as good as you think you are, bud." But it wasn't like, I mean this in the best kind of way, because again, Grayson Waller is pretty rad, but like, it wasn't nearly as like douchebaggy as it needed to be for a guy like that, because that's been the greatest thing about him, is like he's this sleazy, douchey individual, and I love it. I really, really love it. And it just wasn't, I don't know. It was personally for me not the best for a guy who is like, by my money, probably going to be one of the better draft picks if we're looking at this with any sort of a sports spotlight on it, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, I think he's going to be a huge asset for SmackDown, man.
I think you think that because you've already made the claim in the past that the people who have never won the NXT Championship often
it's happening again. It is happening again with LA Knight. It is 100% happening again.
That's fair. I cannot
Cameron
take
Grimes,
anything away from LA
Knight.
Knight.
Be in the same boat. There already are rumors out there that people are super high on him backstage. Like, I think there's a lot of merit. I was talking to referee Stuart Garvey about this yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that. He came over, and I was talking to him about that. I've got to write an article. I think I've got to write an article. I've got to do some sort of like actual breakdown of this, because I am convinced at this point. And like, there are exceptions. I mean, Kevin Owens, obviously. But like, even up until about the last year, I wouldn't put Sami Zayn in that boat. I wouldn't put Johnny Gargano in that boat. I wouldn't put Ciampa or Aleister Black or Killer Cross. Like, you look at them compared to a guy like, for me, Damian Priest, or recently LA Knight. Like,
Dolph Ziggler.
There's a lot. Ricochet. Dolph Ziggler is the exception to every rule, because he won the NXT Championship as, to this point, his last title.
Blair, I saw that look, Blair. Blair has some opinions on that.
No, I'm just it blows my mind to think that like that's the last championship he's won, was when he went back to NXT and the Braun Breaker feud, I think it was, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
like
great.
That's.
It was top 3 favorite things to happen to WWE for me last year.
Yeah, like
I love it.
It makes people so mad.
Come on, Blair. Come on, man. You heard me. I'm gonna poke that button. I am gonna continue that button.
He's at that like the level where it's like anyone that gets called up, your feud, Dolph Ziggler, and that's how he's been for the past 5 years. Him and Baron Corbin. Like, can we not do something else with him?
Let's talk about JD McDonough and Cameron Grimes.
Come on, let's change it up just a little bit here. You've got more for him.
You got to get a guy heated up every so often. You got to make a guy look strong. Got to keep him looking strong. Same thought as Jericho beating AJ Styles at AJ's first WrestleMania.
You know what? I pitched this to Spencer because we were talking about this very subject about Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler recently. skip the middleman, send Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler to NXT, make them the gatekeepers of NXT. Like, let them run roughshod, let them win every match they're involved in. But if you beat Dolph Ziggler or you beat Baron Corbin, you get looked at by the main roster. Make that an internal storyline element to just like give them purpose.
Did you say roughshod? Isn't it roughshod?
Roughshod.
I don't know if I've been
whichever
saying it
the
wrong
correct
for
one
the
is,
entirety of my
I
31
said
years
the
on this
correct
planet.
one.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one it is, but I said the
Lawrence,
right
I'm going
one.
to need you to review this footage, please.
Zach, you are the new Shawn Michaels. You're taking over NXT, so
Yes.
good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Out of the seat, Sean. I sit here now.
Please don't have a bad last match.
We'd have to have a bad first match for that too.
Please don't wear brown on your first day on the job.
I'm gonna wear brown spandex. Just walk right in like it's the very first elimination chamber.
Please
I'm getting
walk
a haircut
in.
later. Maybe I'll get like the page boy.
Perfect. Do that, and then walk into your first day at work in an NWA shirt or NWO shirt, excuse me, and that backwards little beanie.
You know how as Canadians we love Bret Hart. Like between Bret and Shawn, we know who the right one is. It's Bret. In the States, completely different. They think it's Shawn.
Yeah, because
I don't
that's
understand
because they're Canadianist.
But like how?
What you mean to say, Blair, is in the States we're completely wrong.
To quote the great himself, up here in Canada, we don't have prejudice.
Yeah.
With respect to Brett,
he's
a little wrong there.
I know.
Very wrong there.
That's what they call creative license, you see. I've got nothing else to say. And like every opportunity I can look at, Bret Hart is better than Shawn Michaels. Yes. And I will stand by that, despite the fact that Josh officially won the debate because of his great butt. Like you look at all of it. We even talk about NWO. Bret Hart was a better NWO member than Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just like I kind of got an eye on the time here, and we're going to be cycling towards the watch along soon. And there's someone, Blair, I want to continue throwing some flowers your way because.
Let's do that.
Yeah, the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast had a noteworthy guest recently.
Yes. This past week, I was joined by Relentless Riley Rose. So she stopped by and we chatted a little bit. We got to use the brand new background that Zach himself created for us, which was magnificent. And I cannot say enough great things about it. So thank you. But that was the first time we recorded with that. And we had a fun little chat. And I think we got a clip that we're going to show right away.
Producer Spencer's queued up. And do a better job of this than I did on Quizplex on Thursday.
We just talk a little bit about sacrifices you make in wrestling. It's something that you don't really hear a lot about, but I mean, I think a lot of wrestlers out there have given up something that they, really missed out on. So we talk a little bit about that.
And here it is.
So also the kind of sacrifices that I had to make in my social life. So she kind of pictured me as that word, and I decided to adopt that.
Mm-hmm. That's you're the second person in the past little bit who's mentioned, I mean, that I think a lot of people don't realize the sacrifices that do go into becoming a professional wrestler, the training, the commitments, all of that sort of stuff. Like you're missing, family gatherings, birthdays, parties, all of that, and it's to do something that you really love.
Yeah. So you have to make a lot of different forms of sacrifices, whether it be on a big scale or a smaller scale. You have to make sure that you're keeping your physical stature in shape. You want to be healthy. You want to, I don't know if you maybe want to progress in the gym. You have to also make sure you do that.
Not just freeze.
I think so.
It was still playing for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It froze for me. My apologies. I can start it again if you want. Here we go. I'm going to do that. Okay. I screwed up. Said I was going to do better than Quizplex. I lied.
So also the kind of sacrifices that I had to make in my social life. So she kind of pictured me as that word, and I decided to adopt that.
Mm-hmm. That's you're the second person in the past little bit who's mentioned. I mean, that I think a lot of people don't realize the sacrifices that do go into becoming a professional wrestler, the training, the commitments, all of that sort of stuff. Like you're missing, family gatherings, birthdays, parties, all of that, and it's to do something that you really love.
Yeah. So you have to make a lot of different forms of sacrifices, whether it be on a big scale or a smaller scale. You have to make sure that you're keeping your physical stature in shape. You want to be healthy. You want to, I don't know if you maybe want to progress in the gym. You have to also make sure you do that. And again, also social lives. There's so many people who, as soon as you start committing yourself to something, they kind of back down, or they start acting as if they're supportive, and then they'll say something else behind your back.
Yeah.
I figured it out. My headphone had disconnected because the battery had died, and that screwed everything up on my end of things. I'd like to apologize, especially considering that's a great interview. Hi, Ref.
Thank you.
Quit distracting me. Yeah, I really like it. I was going to say before we started there, like, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but like, I sing along with your theme song every time it comes on. It's really good. I quite like it. Bob my head. Like, when you see us jamming along the bottom here in StreamYard when we're waiting, that's me. When the great maker, da, 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 da. And there you go. So there you go. I quite enjoy it.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Check that one out. And actually, if you guys want to hear in the near future, as part of our Patreon perks, try saying that 5 times fast. We are going to be featuring the full-length video interviews from the Grainmaker Wrestling podcast. So you'll be able to get your audio everywhere that you can listen to your podcasts as per usual. You'll be getting highlights, of course, on Blair's social media end of things. You got that nice little bubble underneath the bubble that can show you where to follow him. But if you head to patreon.com/lovewrestlingca, you'll get the full video that you will not be able to find anywhere else for a full 45 minutes of Grainmaker and guest. Yeah. Wow, that was pretty good on my end of things.
Good job,
Zach. Make sure you clip that. We can use that for a reel or whatever. I don't know. What else do we have to put over before we watch some pro wrestling? Do you want to do the bet stamp read? I can do the bet stamp read. I won some money on the Florida Panthers. Tell you what.
Speak on it from an informed position, Spencer.
I can somewhat
out your winnings.
Zach, I don't speak on many things from an informed position, but I can tell you that BetStamp has been hugely beneficial on my end of things. If you guys are looking to sports bet throughout the NHL playoffs, NFL, baseball, whatever may be your flavor of sport, if you visit the BetStamp app, you sign up under the code Love Wrestling. Not only are you going to help support the fine creators we've got here at Love Wrestling, but you're going to be able to find the best odds for your dollar. The average BetStamp user wins up to $1,000 more than they normally would just going through their regular sports book. So if you've got the opportunity, make sure you head to their app. Make sure you head to their desktop, but make sure you sign up because, like I said, I not only won a little bit of money, and I can't quote the odds off the top of my head because, well, you guys know how good I am with numbers, but I can certainly tell you I won a little bit more because of going through BetStamp and utilizing their platform to put a little bit of extra cash back in my pockets, just as we like to have Maggie in our comment section. Maggie, it is so wonderful to see you, homie. Welcome. Thanks for hopping in. You can have brunch at any time of the day. That is the beauty. You can have dinner, I guess, any time of day. There's just it's weirder to have pasta for breakfast than it is, like brunch you can do anytime. I don't think dinner foods you can do anytime, but maybe that's just me. I don't know if you guys have them, but in Alberta we have these commercials that are like, eating eggs for dinner isn't weird. You're weird. And it's all like to support the egg farmers.
Egg lobby, yeah. Like
big egg. It's all to support Big Egg. I support Big Egg. If you've watched through on any of Speedball Mike Bailey's 10-hour streams, you'll also support Big Egg Universe. And that's a nice little insider for the 4 of us here. Zachariah, anything you want to chat on while we move on? Blair, Lawrence, we've got a couple of minutes here before we kick off with some Fatal 4-Way action. Anything you guys want to touch on? Is CM Punk worse than Hulk Hogan?
Absolutely not.
We haven't touched on the Punk date yet.
He is not worse than Hulk Hogan, but I cannot wait until all of this discourse about CM Punk is done. Whether he's coming
I just
back
need the book.
or whether
I
he's
just
not.
need the book. I just either need the book or I need this. I'm so tired of all of this conjecture. I just want everybody to be like, here's what happened and move on. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
For someone who loves Bret Hart as much as he does, he's very Shawn Michaels-esque in his like outside the ring antics. So
I don't disagree with you one bit.
Just gonna
and I
say
can't
that.
personally speak.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know this man, but I want to see him kick people.
I certainly would never say anybody's 100% in the wrong. I'm sure there's stuff on CM Punk's end that is certain 100% valid.
Yeah.
But like for me, I would just either like to have that guy on my TV screen sooner rather than later, or not. That's it. I need to do what I need to know what I'm doing on June 17th. That's it. Rip, can you please not go for my coffee? That's a limited resource today, bud.
It's being rationed.
Yeah, like don't make me, buddy. We've all seen that Will Smith zombie movie.
Oh no!
I just want to say I do not condone any of that. It was
No,
just
I know.
a joke that had to be made.
But now,
I needed to say it to make my heart feel better, Zach.
you're talking to a guy who was sitting on the porch yesterday watching sad dog TikToks crying. So I mean,
dear.
The dog didn't get adopted. It had a dress on and everything.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Look at the little cutie. Maggie, which one of us are you talking about? No, that's my new pup. His name is Rip. He is part Shar-Pei, we believe. The rest of them we don't really know. I've told this spiel, but I'm happy to tell this spiel. So he is my... I'm a big old foster failure, which is the best kind of failure there is.
can we move on from sad dogs? I'm so disheartened and defeated right now.
Sorry, Zach.
No, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. One more person I would actually like to shout out before we jump into our watch along. Three more people actually. I would like to say hi to the former Quizplex champion Thaddeus Archer III, as well as Thrillbilly Silas Mason, and the new Quizplex champion Pollo Del Mar, who joined us for one of the most off-the-wall edition of Quizplex that there has been in recent memory. We got a clip. It was probably the only clean clip we could pull from the entire broadcast. And let's take a look as Pollo Del Mar gives us the entire Crockett Cup history with one question. Before NWA revived the Crockett Cup in 2019, who was the last team to hold it in 1988?
Sugar, that was Sting and Lex Luger.
Sting and Lex Luger. Well,
they were trying to get you out of here this round, man.
I could have told you. I can tell you every winner and almost every team that beat. 1986, the Road Warriors defeated Ronnie Garvin and Magnum TA. 1987, it was the Superpowers, Nikita Koloff and Dusty Rhodes, and they defeated the team of the Horsemen. It was Blanchard and Lex Luger at that time, if I'm not mistaken. In 1988, the Crockett Cup winners were indeed Sting and Lex Luger. They defeated a team of the Horsemen. In fact, they defeated the World Tag Team Champions at the time, which was Tully and Arn. In the Revival, in 2019, it was Villain Enterprises defeating the team future known as the Wild Cards. That was Royce Isaacs and Tom Latimer. In 2021, the winners were indeed the Briscoe brothers, R.I.P., the beloved Jay Briscoe, defeating the Commonwealth Connection. This year, who is going to win on June 3rd and 4th? We do not know. But what I can guarantee you is on June 3rd in the main event, it will be and new NWA National Champion, the Thrillbilly Silas Mason, led by the lovely Pollo Del Mar, as we put EC3 on the mat. 1, 2, and what EC3?
And his time as national champion is over, man.
I like it. That Pollo Del Mar,
They
equipped us with that wrestling knowledge there, my friend.
Oh, absolutely.
I like that. I'm also very happy that we were able to get some semblance of a clean clip out of that show.
Yeah. We actually pulled the live clip. We re-uploaded it with a couple edits. Certain drawings were blurred out. And yeah, fun episode.
The editor responsible for the subtitling has been sacked.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, absolute blast. We were able to raise a little bit of money for Hope for Haiti during the broadcast. So I want to thank everyone who contributed, everyone who tuned in, and catch the replay right here on youtube.com/@LoveWrestlingCA. With that, I think we're due for a watch along now, Spence.
I completely agree with you, Zach. So let's do so.
Yeah, let's watch a little pro wrestling action. We've got a fatal four-way. We're going all the way back to LPW3. We're a happy
Oh, come
family.
on. You son of a bitch.
We're going to get DMCA.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Why?
Oh.
Oh,
What did you...
Are you the devil? Are you going to play that Futurama episode now? You bastard. And now the first 10 minutes of Up.
No! What are you guys trying to do to me?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You expected wrestling.
God damn it.
You expected to have received wrestling. I think we broke Zach, so I'm sorry. All right, so the wrestling that we're
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Okay.
I would rather you hit me with...
Could you imagine if I'd edited a clip?
I'm in the worst mood. The worst mood.
I'm so sorry. And it shouldn't be funny. Rip, you need to quit tickling my feet here, my friend, and quit eating plastic. All right. Yeah. No. You know what? And the thing is by no means do we think that any of the content itself, but the context of why that clip was played is where the hilarity for me has certainly ensued. Let's watch wrestling.
Being
guys.
hurtful to me.
I mean, would it really be the first time?
No.
In
Certainly
the same
not.
way that, like, would it be the first time the next time we make a joke at my expense? Because I've certainly earned it as of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming,
Like,
Spencer.
That's it's deserved. We'll probably have to pull this too, just for like the DMC. See, no, I played less than 7 seconds. We're good. Let's watch some wrestling.
Fair enough.
So, this is a match that I'm very excited that we finally have up on YouTube. Admittedly, I had tweeted out about a month ago that there were some matches that I hadn't edited. As always, please let me know if the volume is too loud, too quiet, anything. There were some matches that I just like hadn't edited or we hadn't put commentary to or anything like that. So this was one of them. This was from our third ever event, April 29th, 2022. Kc Spinelli, Nicole Matthews, Ava Lawless, and Zoë Sager in a fatal four-way after a tag team match at LPW2. Nicole curses like 8 times in this match. It's very funny.
Representing the Lionsgate Dojo, Nicole Matthews.
Hey, speaking of DMCA, should we skip the music?
She says, turn the music up and curses.
Okay, so now we can. I needed you to. That was something worth hearing.
That was
What it is worth, it has been uploaded to our YouTube channel, and we have not received any sort of money strikes. But why risk that on this one?
fair enough.
Position her.
Yes, as mentioned, there was a tag team match at LPW2. Kc Spinelli and Nicole Matthews versus Zoë and Ava. Zoë and Ava won. Spinelli turned on Matthews after the match and set this bad boy up.
I expect chaos to ensue, and quickly.
Number 1 contendership for the Challenge Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, of course, held by Taryn from accounting. She had defeated Chris Parrish earlier in this event. She beat Stephen Crow at the LPW2. At the LPW2, like it's SummerSlam or something. At the SummerSlam.
Now, hold on. Am I going to correct you on some LPW history here? Because
What?
Taryn won the championship in the Battle Royal that changed the game.
defeated Stephen Crow at LPW2 and defeated Chris Parrish at LPW3.
Okay, yes. They had a rematch, of course. I yield.
Kc Spinelli.
Yeah, thank you. Just enjoying myself my blank coffee.
I think
Your nameless coffee that came from the
Spinelli
ether.
looking to form some
Certainly
sort of
didn't
partnership with
arrive by
Undertaker.
a major chain of any kind.
Home brewed. Grew it myself.
Love Spinelli.
Kc Spinelli is one of my favorite professional wrestlers. Just flat out. Entertaining as all hell. I'll send you guys a clip here. I cannot remember the promotion, so I do apologize, but it's part of like a rodeo show. She made her entrance like riding one of those giant inflatable horses.
As planned. Perhaps Ava Lawless and Zoë Sager forming a brief alliance.
Indie wrestling needs more vehicles, even if they're inflatable horses.
Nicole Matthews from the ring.
I agree.
Bit of planning by these two competitors. If you can divide and conquer and at least be able to focus all your attention on one opponent, you're going to have a lot better chance to be successful. But that cut off in a hurry, dragged out respectively to the opposite side.
Again, when we go back and watch old LPW stuff, I'm very impressed with how much like the visual presentation has improved of the footage. You know, like.
I agree, and the other cool thing for me is like,
and this one
even in spite of the improvements, which is a weird way to put it, like this still all holds up. It's great. You just continue to get better and better. But I've always thought, like, regardless of what you're doing, whether it's pro wrestling or poker or whatever, like, if you're not trying to get better at what you're doing, learn. I don't know why I went with poker. I just like alliteration. That guy was hyped.
Well-traveled veteran, very talented.
Big chop.
Boom. Another big chop.
Ava Lawless.
Another big chop.
And I have to imagine. Oh, I was going to say, I thought Kc and Zoe would be kind of doing a similar sequence on the other side of the ring, but no, there they are.
Nay, they're just striking each other everywhere, Zach. There is nowhere you can expect things.
Someone's beverage just got knocked over at the VIP table.
Yeah, it happens every so often.
Guys just crushing mashed potatoes while wrestlers are chopping each other.
Mashed potatoes was your go-to.
And that's what it looked like.
I like you a lot, Blair.
Hey, Sting was there.
Who was that?
Sting was there in the audience.
Yeah, which was kind of nice. It's my birthday buddy, Sting. And that's a shoot, brother.
It's
Myself, Sting, and Matt Taven all have the same birthday.
Spinelli ringing the bell of Ava Lawless in more ways than one.
I share a birthday with the late great Stan Lee.
In a hurry.
Stanley who?
Up on the shoulders.
You're such a nice, my friend.
Firing a hard forearm.
We found the line.
No, the line was earlier.
I was gonna say I can excuse.
There you see.
You're kidding.
No.
SPCA videos.
Turn from accounting, getting a bird's eye view of who will potentially
the community meme.
Her next
I love
challenger.
it so much.
Yeah. I love this venue.
Zoë Sager hammering away on Matthews.
Zach.
Matthews
What else can you
responds,
say?
goes
She's
to
a
the
good
hair,
time.
not afraid to
Has
bend the
the
rules,
record set
especially
in common
in a
there.
situation like this.
JPJ's got a lot of love for the match. This match itself.
You and I both. Also, speaking of Stephen Crow, that's the haircut you should get, Zach, when you were asking for recommendations on Twitter.
There we go.
Stephen Crow got a haircut, actually. Here's a fun one. If you're not following Heyo Steven on Twitter, you're missing out on haircut news featuring the Rhinestone Cowboy.
Novel idea.
It's the second haircut-related tweet.
Yep.
And tomorrow will be a tattoo-related tweet. It's just been like somewhat medical tweets on my end for the last little bit, I guess.
Medical?
Donated blood on Thursday, then 2 haircuts. I don't know if you put those under medical or beauty, I guess. Those are under beauty.
Health and beauty.
Yeah, health and beauty. We'll file it under that. And then, yeah, I guess tattoo would be sort of that nice little middle ground.
Chance to win the match.
Because it is using medical supplies for health and beauty.
Into the buckle goes Zoe.
Please don't scratch my door. I'm going inside soon.
I'm going to be trying to give blood on Wednesday, but the last 2 times I was not allowed to. But
Zoë Sager.
I'm no longer vegetarian. I've went back the other way, so we'll see if my hemoglobin levels are allowed to give blood.
Hemoglobin is one of my favorite words.
Oh, it's great.
Do you have the Give Blood app? Do you track your stats? Do you compete with yourself like I do every time you go in?
I didn't know that's a thing.
Huge spear by Kc Spinelli. I just really like this sequence.
Spinelli admiring her hand.
Look it up. I'm not sure if HEMA Quebec has one.
Nicole Matthews drop kick from the middle.
Boom.
Big spear from
Big
Lawless.
spear.
Bodies everywhere across the squared circle.
Now, was this Boris live, or is Boris like doing an ADR recording here?
I would assume ADR recording after the fact.
Okay.
This was another, so I don't know if you remember, but we had our streaming issues with LPW1 and LPW3.
Yeah.
So if you notice, a lot of the matches that we had missing from LPW3 were the post-intermission because we didn't record and it didn't stream, so I didn't know where to pull that from.
Okay.
So there's your fun fact there. Got this coming out in the next couple of days on YouTube.
So MRB versus Randy from this event was not recorded?
Oh, it's recorded. That one will be coming out in the next couple of days.
Oh, sick. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying is this. It didn't have the commentary recorded.
Gotcha.
So we did have this as a uncommented match for quite a while. But it all is that much better with the dulcet tones of Big Bad Boris.
Big Bad Boris will improve any pro wrestling event.
Oh, yeah.
There is no rest for the wicked.
All
There's
I've got to say
always
there.
another competitor ready to step in. Samoan drop. Spinelli standing tall, at least for the time being. Choke slam hammered down to the canvas, and Kc Spinelli.
Big K, little C choke slam.
Doing a solid job of handing out offense to everyone. Got caught.
Vancouver maneuver.
From Matthews.
Again, one of my favorite names in professional wrestling.
I've never heard that.
Really?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's like not a fisherman's buster. Fisherman's.
Forearm coming in,
Not,
going behind.
No, I'm not good with move names. A fisherman's something. I know the grip.
Right on her skull.
Twist. Look at me acting out wrestling as though I know how to do it.
Looking to follow up with Lawless. Sager now
Boom.
hits the German suplex of her own. And their bodies just being flung around the squared circle. Zoe with the
Oblivion.
flatliner off the ropes, and she's fired up. Too much celebrating as she eats the feet of Ava Lawless. Half and half
suplex.
with the bridge. Broke it up from Nicole Matthews.
One of my favorite things about Nicole Matthews is like,
and at this rate,
obviously an incredible professional wrestler, but like, don't overthink things. When you got the opportunity to break up a pin by just booting someone in the side, do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to get in there and do anything fancy. You just need to boot someone in the side every so often.
Crossface locked in.
Work smart.
I agree very much.
Submission.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Fitzpatrick, I mean, if he taps out, I think that's what he's trying to explain. But the point is now a cow's opinion as Ava Lawless puts it into that situation.
Did Boris just drop a Friends reference?
Lawless focusing on Sager.
Again,
Marvelous.
Big Boris, the best in the biz.
Got caught up onto the shoulders.
It's a cow's opinion.
Able to fight her way down. Forearm shot.
I just realized this is one of the few LPW matches that we've watched on the Brunch gimmick that I've not seen in advance. So I'm like, I'm fully in right now. This is incredible.
With the bridge, the shoulders are down, and again, Nicole Matthews the one to break up that opportunity.
Yeah. No need for like a twisting, standing, shooting star press to break the a good boot.
In position, Matthews able to reverse. Back and forth they go into the buckle. Outside, great show of dexterity from Nicole Matthews.
And yeah, the only reason I know who wins this is because I know who Taryn from Accounting faces next month. But like still,
I very much like that we got three separate stories that came out of this.
Yeah.
All over the building. Matthews firing back.
I'm also having a weird problem where like all of the sound from this is coming up in my headphone and everything else is coming on through my computer, and I don't know how that is actually scientifically possible.
Sager,
Like,
the only
oh, this is
challenger
sick,
left
by the way.
inside the ring.
This is going to be, and is, in all of our highlight packages.
To her advantage.
Look at how good
Suicide
Gavin is.
dive
Look
outside.
how good
onto
Zoe
the
is.
angel
at
face.
that.
And a hellacious scream from Zoë Sager.
I love pro wrestling.
Yeah.
This was over a year ago.
Spinelli into the
Isn't
ring.
that
This might
insane?
be the best opportunity that anyone's had
So many good
far
events
with
since
some
since
space.
then, and of course, including this one.
And how the landscape of Love Pro
Saw
Wrestling
Lawless
has
making
changed.
rumblings about trying
Right.
to get involved and try to dispatch her out.
Yes.
Sager hung up in the ropes. Kc Spinelli planting Lawless, and I think Nicole Matthews gonna pick the bones and get a huge win.
Big victory for Nicole Matthews. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous at the end. I thought we were gonna get a Tower of Doom spot. And respect to all professionals who use Tower of Doom spots. They are not for me.
They just happen
Spinelli do
often.
the dirty work.
But I love
for
that
her and
finish.
snuck in and
That was a
stole
great
the
As
finish.
you'll
number
see, so we've got
contendership
Nicole Matthews as the
to that
number one
LPW
contender to
Challenge
Taryn's
Championship.
title. Ironic little point. Taryn from accounting,
Matthews
grand
has a
total
date with
of
Taryn from
316 days as
She
Love Pro
wants the
Wrestling
gold.
Challenge champion.
That must be the record for any championship.
Yes, thus far. I think MRB was about 282. Zoe just hit 100. Raj just hit 200. Mitch was just over 200, if I remember right.
So much more to
And then
come
Son of Irish.
here at
I guess,
LPW.
sorry, Pride
We're
would be
a
our
happy
most recent
family. Stick
title winner,
around.
obviously. And then Son of Irish was February.
Yeah.
So he should hit 100 days this month.
Spinelli pleading her case as she administered
That was my
that
win.
impact.
My move. My win.
But I'm
I
afraid
understand
that's
the
not
logic
how
there.
it works in
Yeah.
professional wrestling.
But again, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
It's a nice little piece.
Yeah, thank you.
Whoa. I wouldn't.
Oh, Spencer's
Oh.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm still here.
Okay. Ah, yes, I recall with
Spinelli looking for
this
some
I had
building
to, I
too.
had to remove a booger from my nose via blowing it.
Ah,
I figured that'd be
See, if you're
inappropriate
gonna-
for on stream.
if you're gonna tell us, you may as well just
To get a shot
film it.
at TF freaking A. And Nicole Matthews came in and stole my 1, 2, 3. So I'll tell you what.
I mean, those are the facts.
You
It is the fact. Thanks
see
for it.
her? Her head is shaking. She's saying reverse decision and Kc Spinelli taking on TFA.
Oh, the big reveal.
Whoa! This is the first time we did the lights off gimmick, which was neat.
Whoa!
And yeah, big surprise. Chelsea Green is coming to Love Pro
Well, we
Wrestling
have
on
a
May 27th,
consolation prize
2022.
For Kc Spinelli in the form of Chelsea Green.
Oh, the Lagwagon art.
Oh, it was so good.
The AG double hockey stick, but I no choke. Okay? Chelsea is not here.
I appreciate her spelling out the hell word, but meanwhile, Nicole Matthews with the submission hold earlier.
It's how we keep it as a PG advertised show. You see, we're
Here
yeah.
comes the boss.
You get a limited amount per year.
Gotcha.
I'm not wrestling her. Forget it.
Spoiler alert: she wrestled her. I think at some point, I shit you not, Zach, I literally yelled at her with, "I paid Zach for this artwork."
Oh, I appreciate that.
We'll leave it up to them. Do you guys want to see Kc Spinelli versus Chelsea Green?
That sounds like a pretty positive response to me.
Correct. And then she ran off. We can just
Yeah.
close her there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh,
I love
oh,
that
great
match.
match.
Yeah.
Very happy that we're gonna have that. I think we've got that one going out. So we've got I guess for the YouTube release schedule for y'all. Tomorrow, Reed Matthews versus Jared Rogers will be live on the YouTube from LPW 14. On Wednesday, we are going to have that Fatal 4-Way launched, but both of those matches are currently available on our Patreon. So head to patreon.com/lovewrestlingca. I know I've said it a couple of times, but we're really putting a lot of effort into getting that to grow, getting some exclusive content, interviews, behind the scenes stuff, more to come on that end of things. So if you want to throw a little bit extra on that end of things, no matter how you choose to support, we appreciate it. But Patreon's the best way, the most efficient way, and the easiest way to put some money back in the pockets of the creators here at Love Wrestling. So be appreciated, but well, let's let everybody plug their socials first, and then we'll do the whole little Love Wrestling spiel at the end. We don't need to raid anybody, so we can take a little extra time.
Right? Yeah.
Zachariah Ralphus.
And don't forget we got the calendar uploaded too. So, but yeah, you can follow.
Do you want to do the count? Well, here. So let's just improvise this right now. Let's figure this out live or behind the scenes, because I didn't have an itinerary for this part. I thought you had this part covered. So
how about this? I got an idea. We'll do our socials. This is gonna be the format going forward. I like this. We'll do our socials. We'll do that. Then we'll play the video with this week's calendar. And while that's playing, once I'm done, that's where we sign off.
I like it.
Yeah, clean, right?
Man. Yeah, Lawrence, we're gonna throw you under the bus. You've got to plug your socials first now under this new format here on the Brunch Gimmick.
Okay.
Big screen.
Bah. You can follow me at KartSayNDG.
What was that sound?
Shock and awe. You can follow me at KartSayNDG on Instagram and Twitter, and catch me every Sunday here on Sunday Brunch. And next week of a jam-packed weekend full of shows, so I'm sure you'll probably catch me on a React stream at some point. Yep.
Beauty.
That's how you're gonna close it. You're gonna jump in Jeff Farmer the end there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll do lots of shows, so.
Yep.
Over to you, buddy.
You can find me up on Twitter at GraymakerPod. Same with Facebook and all that sort of stuff. But Twitter's where I'm most active. So this week, dropped podcast with Relentless Riley Rose. And you can find me every weekend doing 4 Exposure here on Love Wrestling with my good friend Pluggo. He's like my best friend now. So
that makes one of us. Zach. Actually, you know what? I'll plug mine, because if you're going to do the calendar, we'll just roll right into that. Because once finish up, I can just look at this, you guys. You're watching the behind-the-scenes process of content creation. After this episode, you're only going to be able to find neat behind-the-scenes conversations like this on Patreon. You can find me on Twitter. I am at Spenny Love. If you want to follow me on Instagram, now that I've got a dog, I'm actually there again. So you can follow me at Spenny and the Jets, 2 S's at the end, because one person out there on this great planet Earth is more clever than me. But just one. Only one of them. So if you want to do that, that would be appreciated. Zach, I'll let you close her out with yours. We'll sign off with ours, and I'll let you go right into the calendar in between. We'll have a nice little content sandwich here.
Love it. Love it. You can follow me on Twitter, Smarkmouth, Instagram, Smark.mouth, and you can follow at Love Wrestling CA on just about any social media platform that you can think of, excluding Blue Sky right now. So if you have a Blue Sky invitation and you have someone you want to send it to us. That'd be super.
What's up with that link?
Yeah.
Can you buy them? Can we find someone on Google that can just do it?
I mean, probably, but I'm not that committed. I would rather
no further questions.
I would rather, like, someone from the audience, someone we know, someone we value, hook us up, and then we'll scratch their back too. I'm sure that we're going to be able to exchange perks.
Do any of us know Jeff Lynne from Electric Light Orchestra?
I'm afraid not.
Because you see, he is Mr. Blue Sky. I would figure he would have some sort of.
Well, dang.
Does anybody know Rivers from Weezer? Because by association of cover album, he's in that same boat.
That's a good cover
too. Calendar.
But let's talk about what's happening this week in Love Wrestling. This week, tonight, actually, the return of the LPW show, in which Pluggo speaks to the LPW Scramble champion himself, Jack Pride, themselves, I should say. Tomorrow on Monday Night Shaw, our good friend, the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, is speaking with the man. I don't know where this wily vet thing came from, but I love it. The wily vet.
This is why you shouldn't miss brunch, Zach.
The wily veteran.
Thursday, you got Between Two Beards. Friday, you've got Punk and Pile Drivers. You've got The Legacy of, and of course, you've got LPW 15, Vulgar Display of Powerbomb. And plus, you don't miss it, Firmly AEW after Dynamite on Wednesday. For Exposure Saturday morning. And again, with a jam-packed pay-per-view weekend, you can expect a couple reaction streams, be it for WWE, be it for NXT, be it for AEW. We're still fine-tuning those plans. But with that, thanks for tuning into the Brunch Gimmick. Hope you'll join us next week. Till then, friends.
Oh, I didn't know you were just going to close it out. There's the extra.